Hey guys, welcome to Sound Bites. This is Allison.
And I'm Ambrasia. We're happy that you are tuning in to the Sound Bites podcast. We are interns in the University of Central Arkansas's Masters of Science Dietetic internship. In short, we're spending 15 months learning a more in-depth approach to dietetics, and in the end, sitting for the RD exam and making our mark in the nutrition world. Buckle up because this is just the beginning.
Hey y'all, I hope you enjoy listening to our podcast as much as we enjoy making them. Last week was super fun getting to debunk some fitness myths, and today we'll have fun discussing how to build a complete meal. But first, let's explain the 5 food groups that we should incorporate into our meals.
Hey guys, like Allison said, there are 5 food groups, and we are going to go over all of them today. I think first, we're going to talk about my personal favorite, which is the grains. I love grains. Some examples of grains include rice, pasta, bread, quinoa, popcorn, and oats. When choosing grains, you want to look for whole grains. So things like oats, brown rice, those are going to be your whole grains and unprocessed. Your processed grains are going to be things like white rice, white bread, things like that. Whole grains are the best option when compared to refined grains like white bread because they are higher in fiber. And fiber is good for you because it helps with digestion. And you want good digestion to help you get all the nutrients out of all the food that you eat. Now you may be wondering, how many grains do I need to eat? The grains should be 1/4 of the plate. Consuming whole grains is part of a healthy diet and can help with digestion, heart health, and even weight management. You may hear whole grains or grains in general referred to as carbohydrates. Fun fact, your brain runs on carbohydrates, so you could say they're pretty important. I know we're going to talk about recipes a little later in today's episode, but I wanted to give you a few ways to incorporate grains into your day. You could have oatmeal, toast, sandwiches, pasta, pizza, and my favorite, rice.
Well, my favorite food group is protein, because as you all have heard me say before at least twice, I love being active, and protein is key to repairing and building muscle. Another benefit of protein is that they provide our bodies with energy. We also get B vitamins that aid in forming red blood cells, iron to prevent anemia, magnesium, which is like a natural muscle relaxer, and zinc to help our immune systems. Examples of protein are beef, pork, chicken, seafood, and even beans, nuts, peas, and soy products. Ambrasia, fun fact, is vegetarian, so her protein sources will come from nuts, beans, and tofu, or animal byproducts such as eggs and dairy. I must add real quick that I've tried a meat substitute, and the only difference I could tell was in the taste slightly. The look and texture were just like regular meat. So if you have been thinking about switching up your protein, I don't think you'll be disappointed when trying meat substitutes. But I personally love meats, and it is important to prioritize lean meats such as chicken and seafood, because choosing fattier meats such as beef and pork can raise bad cholesterol that can lead to certain health problems. We should try to make 1/4 of our plate protein, just like with grains.
Vegetables, my favorite. I mean, you guys already know I'm a vegetarian, but fun fact, I actually didn't really like vegetables that much until I became a vegetarian.
That's weird.
It is weird, I know. And still to this day, I'm trying a lot of new vegetables that I probably would have never tried years ago. So, let's get into vegetables. Vegetables may be eaten raw, cooked, fresh, frozen, canned, or dried, or maybe even whole, cut up, or mashed. Eating vegetables provides many health benefits, including a reduced risk of chronic diseases. Vegetables provide nutrients vital for the health and maintenance of our bodies. I know you all already know what vegetables are, and maybe you have some of your own favorites, but I'm going to give you a few examples. You have broccoli, spinach, carrots, green beans, bell peppers, just to name a few. It is important to have a variety of vegetables in your diet, so try to think of your plate as a rainbow and try to get as many colors on it as you can. The more colors, the more benefits. And vegetables need to be about 1/4 to 1/2 of your plate.
Now, let's get into dairy. but this one's going to be pretty short, sweet, and to the point. So dairy products contain calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D that all work together to help build and maintain strong bones. Examples of dairy include your milk, cheese, and yogurts.
Move over, dairy. It's fruit's turn. Sorry, guys. I love a good food pun. It is important to focus on whole fruits when you're building those plates. Your serving of fruit can actually be fresh, canned, dried, or frozen. Just like vegetables, we want to include a variety of colors in the ones that we eat. Fruits are high in things like vitamin C, which helps you not get sick, and fiber, which helps with digestion. And also potassium is found in fruits, which can aid in maintaining blood pressure. I know it can be difficult to find fruits that are always in season year-round, but that's why I kind of moved towards frozen fruits. Frozen fruits are frozen at their peak, and they have the same benefits as fresh fruit. Some examples of fruit: berries, apples, bananas, oranges, mangoes, peaches, and kiwi. Alright, so now that we went over the food groups and you know a little bit more about them, I'm going to give you a few good go-to meal ideas. I like to create meals with multiple food groups in them if I can, to make sure I'm covering all my bases. The first meal I go to is stuffed peppers. I take bell peppers, stuff them with rice, and I try to use brown rice to get those better quality grains, mushrooms, beans, cheese, corn, or any other vegetables that you might like. And you bake that in the oven, and then I serve it with a side of a protein of my choice, such as maybe tofu, or if you like chicken. You could also put the meat in with the filling, and then you have all your food groups, except fruit of course, in one meal. The next meal is pasta. Now pasta may sound more basic at first, but I like to spice it up a little. I take vegetables and a protein of my choice and cook it in a pan with garlic and Italian seasoning. And then I use a jarred sauce from the grocery store, cook that down, and add my favorite whole grain pasta. This is a great, quick, and simple meal that has veggies and protein packed in. Another meal idea is just a simple plate that you could make any day of the week. You could do salmon roasted in the oven with a teriyaki sauce that you can buy from the store, and then have brown rice, broccoli, and maybe even corn as your sides. Now, if we're talking about breakfast, there's a whole nother group of foods that you can have, or that you think of as breakfast foods. But really, all the foods I just named, if you really want salmon for breakfast, you can eat salmon for breakfast. But personally, I would go to something like oatmeal, and then I'll pair it with peanut butter and fruit, maybe an omelet with at least 2 vegetables and cheese, maybe a Greek yogurt cup with fruit and granola. And if you're like, I'm not that hungry in the morning for a whole meal, maybe try a smoothie. If you add fruit, spinach, and maybe frozen cauliflower, I know it sounds crazy, but it doesn't have much flavor, but it packs nutrients. And then add a nut butter in there for some protein. It's a quick, on-the-go meal that is packed with nutrients. The key for smoothies is having your fruits, vegetables, and protein. And then you have lunches. Lunches can be kind of tough sometimes. So you want to think of something quick like a chicken salad on whole grain bread, a turkey wrap maybe with cheese, lettuce, tomato, maybe a salad kit from a local grocery store. Or my personal favorite are just bowls. So I get my favorite grain, a protein, and vegetable, and add a sauce, and I'm good to go. I hope these meal ideas give you some ideas of what you can make for your breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Man, I don't know about you, Ambrasia, but all this food talk has me hungry.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm being honest, though, I kind of struggle with having the time to cook a lot of food. So I think in our next episode, maybe we can talk about some healthy, complete snacks and other easy options when we are on the go. We have seriously covered so much, and I hope you who are listening were able to benefit from today's conversation. Until next time.